Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm gonna be talking to you about how I budget and use my version of the envelope system to take care of myself and my two kids, because I do pay my bills by myself. I am a single working mom in the sense that I'm not with their dad anymore. So I pay for my rent, my light bill, my internet, all of that by myself, just working at a grocery store gas station job. And it's definitely not easy sometimes. I am pretty good with my money. I've always been really good with money and very careful with it, and I really don't buy a lot of things for myself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. I have a lot of envelopes here, and I'm just gonna kind of explain to you what each one is and how I make sure that I have enough money in each one to have bills paid or whatever. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so this one, and yes, they all look crazy. Like, I didn't make them cute or anything like that. They're just, I've had a lot of them, been using the same ones for months, like a year basically. So this one says light and internet. So every week that I get a paycheck, I make sure to put at least $15 to $20 in this envelope, because at the end of the month, when my internet and my light bill are due, obviously I have to have enough in there to pay it. I do a pretty good job of keeping my light bill down at least under $100. It's a lot easier to do in an apartment than a house, because we did live in a house for a short period of time and it was insane. But yeah, so I make sure to put money in here every week. At one point I was pretty ahead on this, so at that point, yeah, I only did have to put 15 to 20 in it a week or so to keep myself caught up. I'm still a little bit caught up right now because I did just pay these this month, and I do have extra left over in here, so that will go towards next month, and I'll just keep putting money in for my paychecks every week. This one says babysitter, and I did put like a pacifier on it, but yeah, I've had this one for the longest time. And really, it's not babysitter anymore. It is actually like daycare, because my son does go to daycare and my daughter's in school. So I no longer have to pay for her to be kept, but I do have to pay for my son. My ex does help me with this, as he should, because it's his child. I just make sure to put half or whatever I need in here. I am also slightly ahead on this. I do have a little bit in there already for this week. Anyways, yeah, I make sure, where is it? The wrong envelope. I had to stop filming for a second. Now I'm all like scatterbrained, but I make sure to put my half in here so that my son's daycare gets paid for. We've got a few fun envelopes I'm going to get to here in just a minute, but now this one, it says student loan, because I have gone to school like a million times trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I do have some debt. So it's on hold right now because of COVID. They aren't making people pay it back, but after January I will have to start paying that back. So I did go ahead and put a little bit of money in here, and I continue to add to it a little bit every week, just a teeny bit, just so I'm like ahead when it comes and it doesn't just hit me and I suddenly have to make like a whole payment basically. I will be ready when it's time to start making payments on this in a few months. Next we have probably the most annoying one, because it's the most expensive, which is rent. And I never thought I'd be able to pay my rent on my own. I was like, if me and their dad split up, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I don't make enough money. But honestly, like, I've just been really good with my money. Any other money that I get for Christmas, birthdays, I split all of it. Income check money, and I do give him some of that, but I split that up between everything. I don't just go out and make like a big purchase. I put a lot of it towards bills, most of it towards bills. So I make sure I put a good amount of my check into this every single week. And I am ahead on this right now, and I was for a good while, just because I put so much of my income check into it. And the stimulus money back when they were doing the stimulus money. So I was super ahead. But I'm starting to get caught up now, so unfortunately I'll have to make sure that I put exactly what I know I'm gonna need in this envelope to make sure that I pay rent at the end of every month. I've never been late on rent or really any of my bills. The only reason I would ever be late is if I forget what day it is, because sometimes it's been like the 3rd and I'm like, wait a minute, I haven't paid my light bill yet. And anyways, but yeah, I haven't been late on my light bill in a couple years, so they actually did like send me a check. Yeah, so rent is the big one. I recently got a new car. I knew my Volkswagen Beetle was about done. I was like, she is not gonna last much longer. I was missing a passenger light, the rear, like mirror. The mirror, I was missing a tail light. My headlight kept falling out. The material in my ceiling was ripped off, so I was like, and it died. Every time I got gas, it would die, and I had to like start it up again. It was so embarrassing. So I was like, that thing's about to go out. So I started saving money for a down payment. One day my car started smoking. That was the end of it. I have a new car now and I have a car payment. So this is, I know it's literally like a Walmart photo thing. Don't judge me. I don't have cute envelopes. I might like redesign them and come back to you with like an envelope stuffing video. With cuter envelopes at some point, but anyways, so I put the money in here for my car payments every month. As with most of my other things, I am quite far ahead on this one because it's so important. You have to pay your car payments on time or you can lose your car. So that's a big responsibility, but it's I'm so happy to have a new car with working air conditioning. That's another thing. My Volkswagen, the air conditioning worked when it felt like it, and most of the time it just felt like wind. And it was 95 plus degrees here in the summer. It was horrible, and my back would be soaked within minutes, and then the air would start working a little bit, and it's like, well, it's too late now. So that is what that is for. This is my best friend. We live really far away from each other. Unfortunately, we don't get to see each other very often at all. We finally saw each other in June of this year after 2 years of not seeing each other. It's really hard sometimes. But I put a very small amount every week into this envelope, like probably $5 or less. And from any other money I get, I put in this as well, so that by this time next year that she can come visit me, or I'm going to go visit in a mutual place. So basically I need the money for a plane ticket or for gas money for me to drive. And then if she flies here, I help her pay half of her plane ticket to come here. So that is what that is for. There's not a ton in here yet, but like I said, I wouldn't be booking a flight or anything literally until like summer of next year for her to come in the fall. So this is one of my fun envelopes and one of the ones that keeps me motivated and inspired, and it's not so hard to put the money in the other envelopes because I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to give myself some money for things like this. Emergency fund, empty. It is empty right now. I had to buy a new carpet cleaner. I couldn't stand it anymore. I had to buy one that worked and clean my apartment. It was literally for my mental health and it helped a lot. So that has no money in it right now, unfortunately, but I do try to put a little bit in this every week. So hopefully when I get caught more ahead on my bills, then I'll be able to actually put enough in here to where it would help if I needed a car part, or say, like I said, like I had a broken carpet cleaner, and that's a pretty important thing to have when you have your apartment is filled with carpets. So I finally went and got one, and it was a really, really good decision. So I'm happy I did it. Okay, I do just want to mention, as far as groceries goes, I don't have my ex like go through the system to pay child support. I ask him for a certain amount every month. It is honestly not as much. I know it's not as much as I would get if I went through the thing, but I just like, I ask for what I feel that I need. And so he gives me that, and I get groceries with it every month, household items, all of that. So anyways, I have him give me which honestly it really is not enough, and I honestly need more because I run out of groceries, but at this point it is what it is. And so that's what I use for groceries, in case you're like, do you not eat? Like, where's your food money? So that is where I get that from. Next we have the payback envelope. I did not want to have to do this, but in order to get my car, I wanted my goal was to have $5,000 to put down on it. And when at the time my other car broke down, I only had $2,000. So I had to borrow money from my mom and my dad, and they split the other $3,000. So I am putting money in this envelope to pay them back. They told me there's no rush, but I do put money in it every week just because I don't like owing people, and this is something I really wanted to do on my own. So it is frustrating that my car couldn't have lasted at least like 3 or 4 more months, you know, so I could have had like at least $3,000 saved or something, but it is what it is. And I'm going to save this until I have a decent amount that I can go ahead and give them, rather than just giving them like $20 a week or month or something. I'd rather have 100 or 200 to give them. So there's a good bit in here right now, and yeah, so I'm paying them back. I can't stand like taking money, and yeah, so I will be paying them back. This envelope has been like a million different things. So there's like writing all over it, but it's what I call my future envelope. I don't put a lot in it every week, but it's just for the future. Like if I get a house someday, if I ever have another kid, it's just like for things like that. It's not for anything specifically because you don't know what is going to happen in the future. That's just what this is. So I put a little bit in it every week, and it's another fun one to put in because it's money that I know I'm not going to spend now. It's not bills. It's just going to go towards something that's actually good. So last but not least, we have the vacation envelope, and I accidentally did it upside down. So the word is upside down, but this, me and my boyfriend, like our favorite thing to do, instead of like shopping and stuff like that, we like to go on trips. So we usually like split it basically, and we every couple of months will go stay a night or two at the beach, or we would like to go to Charleston. We did go to Charleston one time, but we didn't stay the night. We stayed the night in Savannah, Georgia, and then went to Charleston the next day. So the next trip we really are trying to go on is to Charleston, and that will probably be in the spring. So yeah, this is one of my envelopes that makes me so happy to put money in because I just love exploring and just being on little vacations. It makes working so much easier, and like just knowing that like, okay, you're working 6 days, just think of the 6th day as money that you're going to put towards vacation, which all of it doesn't go towards vacation because that would be like too much to take out of my check just for vacation. But like working that 6th day really is a large part of the reason why I'm able to put money in this, because I was using that 6th day in the past to save for my car. Rather than dropping down to 5 days, I was like, let me just keep working 6 days as long as I can and saving for my car. So now it's kind of like, let me keep working that 6th day to make my car payments and to be able to put money in fun things like this, rather than just having that day off and being able to be at home, which would also be nice. But at the moment, I'm taking whatever days I can get, because it is not easy. It is really not easy to pay for rent, for your light bill, for your internet, make sure you pay for gas, like any expenses that randomly do come up. And I'm sure I'm missing things, but yeah, it's not easy at all, especially when you don't make a lot of money. Like I don't have like a big fancy job, I don't have a career, I'm just working at literally like a gas station. We sell food and stuff too, but yeah, that's what I do. And I never thought I'd be able to take care of my kids by myself. I am very proud of myself, honestly. So yeah, this is how I do my envelope system. I know Dave Ramsey does it a bit differently. If you know who Dave Ramsey is, he's like a multi-millionaire. He is a budgeting king, and I really, really like his ideas and everything like that. So I do follow this envelope. I really don't touch money that I put in them, like unless it's an absolute emergency and I'm like, okay, I need money right now, and then I'll replace it. But otherwise, I really don't touch money once I put it in these envelopes. So yeah, that is how I budget. And yeah, like I said, it can be hard, but it is worth it. And I don't know if people like this kind of video or not. I love talking about money. Like I love figuring out, okay, I'm gonna spend this on this, this on this. So if you like these kind of videos, let me know, and I will probably do an envelope stuffing video one week when I actually have a decent paycheck. These last couple weeks have been awful because my son was sick and I kept having to get him from daycare, and I lost a lot of days at work, and it's really frustrating. And then this week we're going to the mountains, so I won't be working Friday or Saturday, but it's okay. Hopefully I'll be able to get at least 5 days back at work on the next schedule. We'll see what happens, but yeah, that is how I budget, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I really do enjoy making money related videos, talking about money and things like that, so let me know if you liked it, and yeah, I will see you for my next video. Bye guys.